7 ranked teams from Florida, Auburn, Bama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and then Clemson, the #1 scoring defense. They have all the accolades. And I think last night was just another example of why he's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, why they were regarded as the best team. And I think also we got to start to talk about this team as, you know, in the conversation as one of the greatest teams ever. Because of just what they were able to do and how they were able to just dissect a lot of these defenses in the SEC. It's extremely impressive. I thought Joe Burrow once again showcased to us, the whole world again, why he's, you know, one of the best and going to be the #1 draft pick to Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
Good luck down there. But yeah, I think this is the greatest season by any college quarterback ever.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to take it a step further. I think it's the greatest college season ever by a player. I think the only one that could have come close would have been Barry Sanders had he won the national title. His 2,600 yards rushing, over 2,600 yard rushing, Skip, and it didn't count the 225 that he got in the bowl game had he won, because he won the Heisman. But if you look at Joe Burrow in totality, Skip, I'm not saying who had the most talent. Well, Cam Newton was a one-man game. Well, look at Vince Young and what he did. I'm talking about the greatest season ever in totality. 60 touchdowns passed, which is a record. 65 total, which is a record. The second best completion percentage ever. The third most passing yards ever. Over 6,000 yards. Vince Young, in his season, Skip, that they're talking about, Joe Burrow had 2,000 more yards and 27 more touchdowns. He had 1,700 more yards and 14 more touchdowns than Cam Newton. So you tap that with a Heisman, with a national title, with all of this in totality, Skip, is not even close. His last 3 games, 18 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The #2 scoring defense, the #1 scoring defense, and a blue blood in Oklahoma. Skip, you can't do any more than what he did. Skip, against the top 10 teams, he completed 75% of his passes, 398 yards a game, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, Skip, with somebody more talented, sure. Was somebody maybe a better player than him? Sure. But nobody had a better season than this. I defy you. I'm talking about everything. You got to put his yardage, his completion percentage, the Heisman, the national title, the 7 top 10 teams that he beat at the time that they played him. Nobody's even close, Skip. Nobody's close.
I got 2 words for you. Kyler Murray.
Not even close. Not even close. Not even close.
Just a year ago.
Not even close.
Kyler Murray had the greatest QBR in the history of QBRs, 93.6.
That's one stat, Skip.
Okay, but it's everything involved. He ran for 1,001 yards, and it counts in the QBR.
What did he do, Skip? Did he win the national? He got blown out.
Had the worst good team defense I have ever seen. Ever seen.
Well, Skip, you got to be
I'm just saying, and you can say I bleed OU
You do.
crimson and cream because I was born and raised an Oklahoma fan, but I got to defend him because it was just a year ago that, because you never give him any credit at all for anything. He had an incredible rookie season this year, and you thought it was garbage. And
it was okay.
Yeah, it was just okay.
That's all?
It was extraordinary.
It was
he
not.
should be the runaway rookie of the year.
He gonna run
for
away.
that bad football team to do what he did for them, starting with a tie of the Detroit Lions in Game 1 and playing San Francisco to the wire twice. Are you kidding me?
Those games
For
now.
Cliff Kingsbury
Detroit.
and that team?
How about Detroit? What did Detroit do?
What did Arizona do? Why did they have the first overall
They
pick?
almost had the same record as Detroit.
Okay, so I love QBR because it encompasses everything a quarterback does. So he had the #1 QBR in the history of the stat.
Okay.
And Joe Burrow had the 6th highest.
Okay.
And others on the list that you would know, Russell Wilson was 3rd highest in his one college season, you know, the Wisconsin season. Tua this year had a better QBR. He had a 92, just slightly better than Joe Burrow at 91.
Okay.
And I missed Andrew Luck, who also had a 91. Burrow was 90.8. So my point is that Kyler's season was extraordinary because he stepped into the shoes of the Heisman winner at the same school, and he was a transfer in. He'd been there for a year. And he took it up a notch from what Baker Mayfield did, which the year before, a lot of people thought that was the greatest season.
Joe Burrow also transferred.
I know, I got it.
But Skip, all you can hang it on. What about his completion percentage? Was it better than Joe's? Did he throw for more touchdowns? Did he throw for more yards? Did he have more wins? Your guy caught 2 L's with that high QBR. Did anybody even come close to beating them?
So against Alabama in the second L that you talk about in the national semifinals,
Yeah.
my guy threw for 308 and ran for 109. So that's 417 total yards against that Bama St. Nick defense. And there was no Hollywood Brown that night. And Jenny knows how valuable Hollywood Brown was to Kyler because he was unstoppable deep.
They didn't realize how injured he
This
was.
guy, Skip, this guy just had over 500 against the #1 scoring D in the country. They give up 151 passing. They gave up 9 total touchdowns in 14 games. That guy just hung 5 on them, had another touchdown drop, and he took a knee at the 5.
I thought he was extraordinary, especially coming off such a mediocre year the year before at LSU in his first year.
Yes, but Skip, but when you add this, think about this, Skip. 60 touchdowns with 6 picks. How many picks did Kyler throw?
What was he? He was 42-7.
The dude threw 18 more touchdowns with 1 fewer interception.
Kyler ran for 12 touchdowns.
He ran.
did run more.
Okay, so how many touchdowns is that?
That
54.
is 54-66.
No, so not even close.
65.
65.
65. Yeah, 'cause he ran
Not
for-
even close.
Well, I don't know, it's in the ballpark.
A ballpark?
Yeah.
No, you selling popcorn, I'm on the field. They ain't close. We both in the ballpark, but we got 2 different jobs.
An extra game as well, so.
So you believe he's gonna rush for 1,200 yards and throw another 13 touchdowns? Skip.
Kyler was extraordinary. Yards per attempt, 11.6 for Kyler to 10.8 for this kid. And this kid's got, you want to talk about wide receivers? Every time I looked up, there was another one.
Whoa. Yeah. Hold on. You just talked about Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown just missed the 1 game.
Yeah.
So is C.D. Lamb any good? I just need to know. Because the last 2 years, he's been in the running for the Biletnikoff Award, if I'm not mistaken.
He has.
So you had C.D. Lamb.
But the Jamar Chase was Hollywood, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got hurt in the championship game, but he played up until then.
The Big 12.
The Big 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he got hurt in the Big 12 game, right? Yes. So he played up until then. Okay. So I'm missing 1,800 yards passing.
What I'm saying is he threw for 308 with no Hollywood in the national semifinals.
Skip.
You said, oh, it took him to the woodshed. I don't think they would have without this.
Did you see what he did against Georgia in the SEC championship game? And did he? We thought we'd never see anything what Deshaun Watson did. Deshaun threw for 420. Dude topped with 463. And he took a knee.
I'll give you this. Just throwing the football, nobody's ever had a greater season than this. Just throwing it.
Yeah.
I don't think in the totality, if you combine everything that a quarterback does, if you put it in its totality, no player has ever had a season like this, Skip. Not when because think about it, you said he got the 6th best QBR since they've been taking that.
Yep.
He has the 2nd best completion percentage, the most touchdown passes, the most total touchdowns. 6,000 yards total
It's
offense.
extraordinary.
Win a national championship.
You also got to take into account he could run the football too. Last night, at one point, that was their best offense was Joe Burrow
Quarterback
taking off
draw.
and running.
Absolutely.
He's got sneaky, clever sort of quickness out of the pocket at 6'4".
He does.
Yeah, Skip. Look, there have been some unbelievable seasons. The season that Vince Young had and what he did in the championship game. Sorry, Reggie. That was unbelievable. If you want to put Tommy Frazier, you want to say Cam.
I'm still going to say Vince's performance that night against you guys was the greatest single solo performance I've ever seen in a championship game.
I would give you that.
Okay.
Because it was just, he put, like Max,
It was him.
Max said after the game, he just put us on his shoulders and said, I'm going to do this.
Right. Okay.
And obviously,
I would agree.
he ran for the final touchdown for what was like 18 yards away. God.
It felt like a mile. You're watching it.
Yeah, if you want to say his performance, that game was the greatest, okay, I give you that. But for a season,
Body of work.
60 touchdowns, Skip. Let that sink in for a second.
I got it.
I was impressed with 50 from, what's the name last year from Ohio State?
Yep.
50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He topped it with 10.
He went 50 and 7. This dude went 60 and 6. It's over.
And this is the guy who fell to 3rd string at Ohio State and then graduated 3 years, was a quote-unquote free agent, and Nebraska, where his father played, said, nah, we're not interested.
But here's what happened. Me and my researcher, he brought me some information.
I had forgotten
about it. He broke his hand. So that took him out of the running to be the backup. And so the guy got the advantage. Haskins got the advantage of being able to play.
Yeah, but he was a hot recruit. Haskins was. And again, it was J.T. Barrett first, and he wasn't going to beat out J.T. Barrett.
Sometimes, Skip, everybody's like, I want to go here. Sometimes it's better where you go than when you go. He went to the right place. Going to Nebraska, we'd have never heard Joe Burrow would have probably, I don't know if Joe Burrow would have got drafted, Skip.
It's
but he
crazy.
went to the right place.
Possible.
Right?
Yeah.
You go there
Right
with
place,
those
right place, right
three
time.
receivers, and look